Yeah, in tonight's special report, our chief meteorologist Emily Walls takes a look at a different kind of comeback story.
The Will County Forest Preserve District is home to many different forms of wildlife, from choir frogs to ducks to eagles. This spring, it's the eagles nature lovers are watching.
The comeback story is immense. I know it seems kind of like an overnight sensation in this area, but because of the way they expand territory, it's been very incremental, and to see them now this far south as residential has been really exciting.
Joel Craig is a volunteer with the Will County Forest Preserve District. When he's here, he spends his time keeping an eye on this.
And the one that we're looking at today is a brand new nest.
This year, the Will County Forest Preserve District is home to 4 eagle nests. That's one more than usual.
I think it's got to be close to 8 feet tall. It's really big.
When they are first built, bald eagle nests are typically about 4 feet deep and 5 feet wide.
They're a conservation success story too. I mean, this is a 50-year ongoing story that started, with the banning of DDT.
Developed in the 1940s, DDT was used to protect crops from insects and to protect people from insect-borne diseases like malaria. 3 decades later, in 1972, the EPA issued a cancellation order for the insecticide, citing DDT's adverse environmental effects on wildlife and potentially people.
And it didn't kill the eagles, but it made it so that their eggs wouldn't hatch.
Bob Brierton is the program coordinator and bird expert at the Will County Forest Preserve District. He explained how this toxin worked its way up the food chain to affect the eagles and their eggs.
So what happens, you've got an insect eating a little bit and it dies because it can't handle it. Then the fish eats some insects and the fish survives because the fish isn't going to die, but then the eagle eats the fish, and now all the insects that were in the fish and then the eagle eats multiple fish.
In the end, Brierton says the DDT was making the eagle's eggs brittle, causing them to crack and the eaglets not to hatch.
For a long time, we didn't have a lot of eagles in Illinois, and it's just within the last probably 10 years that the population has really kind of rebounded a lot.
These eagles, in my lifetime, we're down to just a little over 400 nesting pairs. And the last count that I saw from Fish and Wildlife showed about 72,000 nesting pairs.
As the eagle population continues to grow in the U.S., Brierton says many of them are choosing Illinois as the place to build their nests, primarily because of all of our rivers, including the Des Plaines and Mississippi rivers.
Illinois has the most eagles of any state in the lower 48 in the winter. The only state that has more than us is Alaska.
So when will we see this? Once an eagle lays its eggs, it takes about 35 days for them to hatch.
So when they're born, they're only about 4 inches tall. So that's a teeny tiny little bird. So it does take them about 2 weeks before they're tall enough that you can actually start to see their heads over the rim of the nest. Eagles are awesome.
Brierton and Craig tell us they expect the eggs in the 4 nests they're watching to be ready to hatch anytime after about March 23rd. So that was last week, so there could potentially be some little eaglets out there already. And if you want to find out more information, details on how they're doing, follow their progress, just go to our website, fox32chicago.com.
I'm no birder. I know from your counterpart in the morning, Mike Kaplan, there are plenty of American brown eagles in this area. It's so rare to see an American bald. They are so special.
Yeah, it was really neat to know, too, that here, they're almost as common as they are in Alaska, that we're the second leader in the U.S.
I'm so glad they don't use that chemical anymore.
I know.
I didn't know about that. Yeah. All right. Hi, Lou.